Did you watch Aunt Viv and Will Smith reconcile?
I actually watched the whole hour 13-minute.
Okay, good, because I didn't. So
I watched the reunion. I watched the little monologue or the little homage to James Avery, Uncle Phil.
I know, rest in peace. And now,
that was really sad.
I didn't realize until I got grown he was gay. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. But you could kind of tell on the show because he was standing like a granny.
Right, he'll put his hand on his hip and let his backbone slip.
Yeah, yeah.
And cry, silly, cry.
But just watching the whole reunion and the energy between the cast and how they, really did feel like they were a family because they were on the show. I mean, they was on this show for what, 6-7 seasons?
A good amount of time.
A good amount of time from Will, because Will went from being like 19 or 18 to 22, 20. No, I don't know how he was, but anyway, he was grown. But you can tell. But as she grew up on the show, they all pretty much grew up on the show.
Yeah. Except Alfonso.
He did.
No, he didn't.
He didn't.
No, because he wasn't there for the Aunt Viv for the whole reunion thing. Was he?
Alfonso was, yeah. The only person who wasn't there was the original Aunt Viv, which is Janet Herbert. Alfonso Ribeiro, he was there.
With Herbert?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, he was there.
Okay, I thought he wasn't.
No, he was there. He was there the whole time.
Oh, okay.
They even had Jazz.
I thought she didn't like her. I thought she didn't like him.
She probably didn't like him, but she wasn't on. And see, that's the thing about, you could tell that they used her for people to watch. Because when I was scrolling through my phone and I seen her on there in a big group picture, I was like, oh my God, she on. I want to see what happened because I see how they get along.
Yeah.
But come to find out, they did a separate interview with her and Will.
Yeah.
Which I was like, y'all, I'm going to go on and watch it because I'm like 50 minutes in now. I got to finish it.
Might as well.
But I think that it was really good that he apologized, and the reason why I'm doing air quotes is
right, please.
He didn't really apologize.
Oh.
In my opinion, I felt like she was apologizing more than he was. And another thing,
got to. That's the law of the jungle.
But what was crazy about it is that she told him, she said, you calling me difficult is suicide to a black woman working in Hollywood.
Especially in the
90s. And, she was a dark-skinned black woman. She was boisterous. She had education, and she was vocal. Mm-hmm. So she wasn't going to be ran over. My thing about this, one thing that I have to, that I can kind of go on Will's side about, or identify with Will about, is that he was a kid.
Yeah. He said that.
Yes.
He was like, as a kid, I didn't know, but it's like now that I'm older, on my second marriage, that's on the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
And with kids and all that, so now he understands
what
her pain.
Right. And that's the thing that I wanted. I don't know if she could, because she kept saying you were a kid. He was
compared to her.
But this makes my next point. He was a kid. She wasn't. And at Quick Trip, I work with kids. I've trained kids, and I know how to put kids in a certain category. If I'm having something, and she kept saying, "Well, you didn't know what was going on at home. You didn't know what was going on at home." This is work. Yes, a sitcom.
Bring your home at
don't
work.
bring it to work. Don't bring that to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, he a kid, and he don't. At the end of the day, he don't care about what's really going on with you because that's not his life.
Right.
So you have to be professional, and you have to be the adult in the situation to be like, you know what? This young man don't have anything to do with what's really going on with me at my home. You know what I mean? I have to be professional. I have to stay professional and be at work. I might be having a bad day. She said she was pregnant. Her feet hurt. Her back was hurting. Her nigga was beating on her. Oh, excuse me. Her man was fighting.
Beating on her and not even working.
And didn't work. So she had a lot stacked on her. But at the same time, I do sympathize with her, but she should have been more professional about the situation.
Yeah.
And if that had happened, I don't think she would have been labeled as difficult to work with and not, castable or whatever.
But according to her, it wasn't. She never left. I'm sorry. She was never fired. She was saying that they get. Ooh, Lord Jesus, I gotta watch my hands. But according to her, she wasn't difficult. She wasn't difficult at first.
Right.
It was they offered her a deal. Mm-hmm. She didn't like it, didn't take it, and she left. Mm-hmm. Unlike Monique ass. Mm-hmm. You know what?
Who wanted more?
That was another thing.
This and that. And
Monique just had to make the moment about her.
But because the stories are similar, I thought about Monique when I was watching the interview. I thought about Monique because of some of the words that she said. You saying I'm a difficult person to work with. I'm black. I'm dark skinned. This, that, and the third. It brought me back to the whole Monique situation.
But on Viv, well, of course, wasn't no YouTube back then. But you didn't see on Viv like after everything happened. She wasn't going on magazines and stuff saying how crappy Will Smith is.
She didn't go on magazines, but she did talk about it publicly. She did.
In interviews?
Not interviews, like her own pages. She was
now she does, but I'm talking about like right after the show.
Oh, well, yeah. She probably just called her mama.
But Monique had went right to YouTube and Instagram, Facebook, Periscope, Christian Mingle.
Plenty of Fish, because I saw her on there. I saw her on Plenty of Fish.
Right, Black Gay
Chat.
She was on a whole bunch.
She was your pictures.
She was on a whole bunch of stuff. Did a whole campaign.
OnlyFans.
Right.
She on there with her right one out talking about, listen, this is what happened. This is what happened.
Her and her wife, Sydney.
Listen.
Was going there. Was going
man.
all around the world and talking about how bad Tyler Perry, because that's how she said
Perry,
and Oprah and Lee Daniels was horrible to her, and she put it in her her stand up stuff. So she did all that she could to tear some people down that really didn't even care about her.
But but that's because of the times we live in.
Yeah.
If Aunt Viv would have been, that had it happened now, she would have did the same thing. Because when people mad, they want everybody to be mad with them.
But back then we had magazines and newspapers and all
nobody
that.
checking for her.
Girl, please.
You have to have too much lights on.
First of all,
take
I'm not even 30 yet and I still read newspapers. So
I'm telling you, we would, because back then Will was the star.
Yeah.
We believe what Will said. For the longest, I thought she was just an angry black woman. I ain't gonna lie. But I believe Will because she didn't
even have any proof that that's what Will said. She was just told that. That was hearsay.
Somebody was being messy, but at the same time, Will didn't say I didn't say it.
Yeah, that
he never said I didn't, and then the fact that he waited 20-something years, damn near 30 years, to say I'm sorry,
and I think
proves that he did say what he said.
And I think he only did that because they're doing a reunion.
That was the only reason.
Only reason.
And another question about Will: why he always like he about to cry?
Girl,
I'm like, is that part
of
being woke?
That's what gay men do. That's what gay men do. But anyway.